Good morning, it's vlog 222. This is kind of a special vlog, and I'll explain it later, the number 222. That being said, I've spent the last 3 hours this morning cleaning up the house. I figured you guys wouldn't really need to see that, but Kathie's coming home today, and you know how that goes. The place has to be spotless, so I've made the place spotless. It's now time to take the dogs and go up into town, do a couple more errands in the Hyundai Genesis. First drive in the Hyundai Genesis, very familiar. Not too much that's different, although it is quite a beautiful car. Much bigger than the Fiat, seriously much bigger. The dogs are enjoying it. Actually, they don't really care much, but what you get with these cars is pretty amazing, especially for a $50,000 car. If you were to buy something like this with this much comfort, luxury, and amenities, you'd be spending a lot more. You'd be spending closer to 100 grand. But I'm looking forward to hanging out for a week with this car. We're gonna Hyundai through Sunday. Pretty good sized trunk. I'd say probably 3 bodies to be safe. It's about 2 o'clock and I can't even describe how I'm feeling. I am going to pick up Kathie at the airport. Really excited to see her. 5 days without her has been a challenge. She does so much and I just really missed her. So it's really going to be great to see her. She had a fantastic time. You know, it's important not to take those that you love for granted. They do so much for you in your life, even though it may be a bit of a challenge, but you do know that you can choose your friends, you don't choose your family. And when you can have someone in your family that you love and care for that much, it just makes life pretty tremendous. So it's been about 5 days without Kathie. I've had to do all the things that I've been doing with my own business, but had to do quite a few things to take care of that she normally takes care of, and that's a lot. Just the dogs are a handle. I mean, look at these guys. You can tell that they're just absolute monsters. Been driving this Hyundai all day, and there's 2 things that stand out. Generally, they stand out with most Hyundais, and that is how quiet it is in this car. Listen. Yeah, you don't hear anything. It's pretty amazing. Basically, all I can hear is the dogs panting. And then the ride itself is so nice. It's so smooth, and it's just really incredibly comfortable, along with quite a bit of acceleration. I don't have the horsepower exactly yet, and I'll get that for you guys in the next day or so. We'll be driving this all week, or most of the week.
Sammy, come here!
Give me a kiss.
Dog kisses.
Give it you. All right, finally back home. So glad to have Kathie back. We just talked for the entire drive back. New York stories, just really cool. She just had a great time. Not a lot of car news today, and because there's not a lot of car news, I'm just trying to figure out what to talk to you guys about at the end of the vlog here. But I do have something I want to show you, which I think you'll find very cool. This is a sketchbook. Most designers, or car designers, and a lot of designers carry around a sketchbook like this. What makes this unusual is that this is not my sketchbook. This is a sketchbook of my peers, all my favorite designers. Now what I've done, this has been circulating since 1992. I've asked people over the last 24 years to do sketches in this book. And it got filled pretty fast, so I had to start book 2. But I'm going to show you some of the sketches that are in this book, and I think some of them are going to blow your mind. Pretty amazing stuff. I can't show you that one. That's a little risque. This is a sketch that was done by comic artist Topper Helmers of Kathie surfing in space. Can you see that? Isn't that cool? Amazing. I hope you didn't see what was on the other page. It's a little gross. This is a sketch by my friend Sid Mead. This is one of very few sketches that Sid has done that he's allowed to circulate and that he didn't get paid for. So this is quite a cool piece. It's called Organ Recital for a very good reason. Here's a sketch by an artist named Tom Sherman. Oops. Now, the interesting thing about Tom Sherman is that he designed the original Nautilus submarine, and he always did his drawings on napkins. He's gone now, unfortunately, but this is one very rare non-napkin drawing, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sink. This one is by Dan Gouzet. Dan Gouzet did a large portion of the James Bond movie posters through the 70s, 80s, and 90s. An amazing illustrator. This one is from Bill Stout. This is he's a very well-known dinosaur illustrator. So, can you see that? This is Giacomo Biazza. Well, I was working on Escape from LA, and he did me as Snake Plissken. Pretty cool. The boards that just fell out, these are original storyboards from Guillermo del Toro when I was working on a movie with him. Got his boards. This is a really disgusting drawing from my friend Mike Mihalopoulos, who I grew up with. Isn't that gross? It's a sketch from Harold Belker, who designed one of the Batmobiles. He did this when we were working on Batman Forever. Here's a sketch that Larry Wood gave me. You saw this in a vlog a few days ago probably, but this is actually not the original sketch, but he's the next guy on the list to do a sketch, but check that out. That's pretty awesome. This one is my pride and joy. This is a drawing that was done by Ed Roth, otherwise known as Big Daddy Roth, and it was done the day before he died, and this was his last sketch. Isn't that awesome? That's probably
the best sketch in this whole book. This sketch is done by Andy Probert. Andy designed the Enterprise, the Starship Enterprise, for Star Trek The Next Generation. So here's a sketch that he did for me. So it's filled with, with tons more. I can't show you all of them, but book 2 just got started, just a few years ago. And the latest one is from Mark Sternberger, which you saw in the vlog just a couple of days ago. And this is the sketch that Mark did for me. It's a Swiss-made supercar. So awesome. Anyway, so those are some cool. Here's a sketch that that Mark did. Look at that. Yeah, he's really good. All right, I just figured you guys would like that stuff. Not too much else for today's vlog, number 222. But I did say in the beginning of the vlog that 222 was a special date or a special number, and the reason that that number is special is that when my mom passed away, the number 222 started showing up everywhere we went, not just for me but my whole family. We started noticing 222, and it just was something that we associated to my mom, and she was an amazing woman. And the reason she was so amazing is that she fed my creativity in a way that I now know was very unique. She believed very strongly that I could achieve and that I could do well and that I was creatively strong. And she did everything she could to feed that. And that's the message that you want to give to your kids. And no matter what they do, no matter whether they're playing with toothpicks or building something, or they're doing a drawing, or they're doing any kind of creative process, the most important thing that you can say to them is, that looks great, that's great, just keep going. And that may seem like an obvious thing, but it's not. Do what you can for your kids, because they're the next creative flow, because we're going to check out, we're going to be out of here, and that's going to be their world, and they're going to be in charge of making it cool. Right now, we're making it cool, right? We are making it cool. So that's pretty much it. That's vlog 222. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys very much. And we got a lot of really cool stuff coming up. This Friday, we're heading to the Bob's Big Boy Show out in Burbank. We're also going to City Walk. We're going to be doing all kinds of really neat stuff. So stay tuned. Have a great evening or a great morning, depending on when you watch it. Stick with it. Have a good time. We'll talk to you soon.